I've not even got a paper this morning. I've gone off the online stuff. What's going on? I am currently on the pitches ahead of Winton Ladies game, doing a pitch inspection. Oh my God, the things you have to do these days to get a game on. Anyway, more on that later. And we'll obviously be putting out the video from today's game later on Adam FC, so make sure you catch that. Paper round, paper talk, what are we talking about, everybody? I'm going virtual this morning, and obviously without the paper in hand. I've gone off the online newspapers today. Sorry about that, everybody. The authenticness has left the video, you could say. But look, as you can see behind me, I'm on one of the bog pitches at the moment. So needs must and priorities had to come in. Got to get the game on. Everyone wants to play on a Sunday, don't they? Papers, and let's get on with that. Shut up, Adam. Yes, I can ramble, can't I? But yeah, right. The papers today, I'm going with Manchester United, the Romero red card and the headlines there, letting his team down. All the headlines are around Manchester United winning that game yesterday. And on top of that, a little bit of manager news as well, because Michael Carrick has actually really forced his way in, because I'm still convinced, and anyone who watched me on FUTV this morning would have seen me say that INEOS are probably still looking to bring in another manager. Michael Carrick, 4 games in a row, 4 wins, 4 different types of wins, and the papers are full of it. Carrick's the man. How can INEOS ignore what is going on now at Manchester United? The way that the fans have taken to Carrick, the way the players are playing, the glory days are back. No one's talking about all of the off-the-field antics. Surely INEOS have to go with a man that has taken the focus off them. And actually, they can try, if they want, to take some plaudits from this by saying, well, we acted and we got rid of Ruben Amorim and salvaged the season. Well, it was your fault for ballsing up in the first place with your managerial decisions and what you did regarding Ten Hag, Ruben Amorim. And now, obviously, we are looking like we can salvage the season. But let's be honest, it all comes down on INEOS and the mistakes that they have made. It all comes down on INEOS and the issues at this football club that they have caused with these managerial changes. And that, for me, is probably the biggest thing. That, for me, is why Manchester United are where we are now. Inconsistencies have been brought around by the incompetence of the board and making big decisions. First time at a big club for most of these people in this management group at United, and we're seeing that flaw. We're seeing them issues creeping to Manchester United and the way it's been run. But Carrick's turned it around. Why would you not allow him to continue, especially if he makes top 4? United need, on paper, maybe 7 more wins. 6 at a push gets you Champions League next season. Carrick has just blown away every single doubt that Manchester United fans had. And to get the fans on board, I think that's what INEOS have to be looking at as well. And like I said, you can't ignore that nobody's talking about what's going on off the pitch. I'm trying to drag INEOS back into this to not allow them to get away with what they've got away with. So, yeah, that's my point on that. And that's what the papers are running with. I've listened to Henry Winter this morning talking about it. Romero's red card, letting the team down. All the headlines are there. We really don't care about Romero. Spurs are on, well, they're on a downward spiral and could get dragged into the relegation fight. The relegation fight is being brought up because West Ham and United's next opponents are hitting the headlines with another good win. The paper's lauding up Nuno Espirito Santo at the moment. So, again, massive news and massive turnarounds in certain teams and certain games is what the headlines are in the papers as well. Forest, relegation fight. Elliot Anderson, that clause in his contract if he gets relegated, if West Ham carry on, and hopefully it's not this week when United play them, if they carry on, Forest are in trouble, and that's big. Also in the papers, again, United in the Mirror, looking at, obviously, that Enrique news coming to Manchester United. Again, on the managerial side of things for Man United, off the back of Carrick winning 4 in a row, it's easy to start dismaying and sort of not paying attention to the news around the managerial situation and who they might appoint. Enrique has reservations, apparently, the Mirror say, about coming to Manchester United. I'm sure Man United fans have got their own reservations about Luis Enrique as well, having no Prem proven experience. Apparently, though, according to the paper, it's not the right project at the moment for him. INEOS, by any chance? I think that's what everyone would say, and where everyone's actually looking at the moment. It definitely looks like INEOS's way of running things is going to have an impact. So again, why not? Why are we not just giving the job to Carrick? Look, I want Carrick to prove himself as well, and I want us to get into the Champions League first. If it completely falls apart now, then obviously the Michael Carrick conversation takes a whole new look, doesn't it? And that, I think, is what everyone's looking at. That, I think, is probably the biggest concern. But like we said this morning on FUTV, like what everyone said after the game yesterday, it just doesn't have that feel about it. It feels like even if United lose a game, which we are going to do this season, we're not going to lose it like we did with Ruben Amorim. And by that, I was explaining this morning also, was that we're going to go out with a fight. And we can actually say that after a game, if we lose it, that's not going to affect us. And we're going to move on to the next game and we're going to be just fine. That's how it feels. And it's the feeling you get for managers as well sometimes that you've got to go with. It's the feeling you get for the vibe he brings to the club and what's happening around the club. And for us to not be talking about INEOS and meaning to bring these stories up about INEOS tells you everything. It's all about winning football matches. And Carrick's got a 100% record with 4 different types of wins. There's more news going on regarding the situation with Harvey Elliott and that debacle. Is that not the weirdest situation out there at all right now with Harvey Elliott and what happened with Aston Villa? Oh my God, like sometimes it looks like the perfect fit. A great under-21 player going to Unai Emery, the mega coach. Villa in the headlines because they drop points. Are Villa in trouble of dropping out of the top 4, top 5 with coefficient? I think you could look at it and go, at the moment, City and Villa looking the most vulnerable, and the papers are full of it. Villa's demise, well, not so much demise because they're still in everything, and obviously Emery can turn it around, but the amount of games that other teams have got compared to United, for instance, is why people are thinking United might sneak into this here. Even the chasing pack, Newcastle are gone now. Eddie Howe is in the headlines again with the papers. How long can Eddie Howe last? The Champions League is probably keeping him in a job right now because Newcastle's league position is an absolute disaster. It's an absolute disaster. So that being said, obviously the pressure is on certain managers at the top right now. Pep Guardiola in the headlines again. Is he staying at Man City? Is this the last season? We will see. But Howe's in trouble. Arteta looks like he's got what he wanted. He got that response after the Man United game. 3 wins in a row in all competitions. Gyökeres scoring goals. Easy win against a decent Sunderland side who took points off Arsenal already this season, don't forget. Everyone happy at Arsenal again. And obviously you've got City and Liverpool both playing today. And one's going to lose points. If Liverpool take anything off City, the title's over. I think that is what everyone's writing. Everyone's talking about. The papers back it up. It's going to be a bit of a cakewalk because City look all over the place. Pep's pulling out all the stops to try and change rules in football that have been there for years in trying to get Gehi into the final. I think the cups for Man City are important. I'd actually go with Arsenal to win the Carabao Cup though at this moment because City look like they're on the ropes. The papers are full of it and it's all positive for United. I love it, I love it. And everyone else is talking about other clubs and other issues with them. Oh, who'd have thought that this season we'll be talking about Eddie Howe having issues and losing his job, and Man United comfortably sat in the Champions League places with 13 games to go. That's your paper round. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you hit the like button and hit the subscribe button on Adam FC. Check out my latest vlog. I'll try and get that out later from Old Trafford from yesterday. And obviously we've got this game and Winton's day against Bury today as well. Massive game. It is going to be a battle today. I'll try and get that up as well this week. So stay tuned, subscribe, like the video. Adam FC. I'm Adam. I'll see you all later.